you will understand as a complete system. So this is what we had seen in our first class. You have to remember that I told you that apart from understanding of these switches and their connection, you people should know that there is a um, controller which will be controlling this output register connection and input register connection with IO controller and the processor. Now try to remember what I taught you for this. In this, their row register is kept on scanning, and if any button is pressed, the voltage from the columns of this matrix is used to understand which button is pressed. So I'm just revising this so that you understand. Now after this, you should understand one diagram. This diagram. This diagram is a keypad controller diagram, in which you can see that there is a keypad and there is a controller, and this controller is dedicated to this keypad. There will be IO controller which will be controlling more than one devices. That is called as little complex controller. But keypad controller comes in the category of simple IO controller. Simple IO controller means a dedicated controller for one device only. So that is simple IO controller. If one device, if more than one device is being controlled by the controller, then it is not simple IO controller. It is a more modified complex version of IO controller. Now I told in the last class also, there we use something called as Gumnut processor. Gumnut processor. So you can understand that this is a complete processor. This processor will be interfacing with many IO devices. So this processor as of now is shown to interface with, it is shown to interface with your uh, keypad through a keypad controller. So you should understand the connection between processor and controller, and also the controller and keypad. So whatever data is coming to keypad controller from the keypad is being fed back to this Gumnut processor, because finally all the processing will be done here only. Okay, so now yesterday I had told you about some of the ports of Gumnut processor. This is what I had showed you yesterday. So that connections only I am showing you now. This is showing that what are the direct connection. Direct connection is when port data of output data port is enabled, that is simply connected with the input data of keypad controller. The same way output cycle port is connected to input cycle port. Write enable, when write enable is activated here, it is write enable input here. Now strobe is something which activates or enables a keypad controller. So to activate this, two things are important. One, that port address output is given, port address output. Also this should be equal to the keypad port address, because in this processor there may be more than one port for interfacing. So if this output port address currently is equal to the keypad port address, if it is equal, then only this keypad controller will be activated. There may be a possibility that this port address output may have some other address and not of keypad controller, maybe some other IO device which is connected to the Gumnut processor. So in that case, the job of this strobe input is to activate keypad control only and only if your keypad port address is all the one written in this port address output. So if this is same, then only this will be uh, activating your keypad controller. So you can see one condition here. This condition has to be written in the program also. So these are the input pins, and now the keypad, once all these things are activated, its job is to get the information of keypad through this keypad row and column. the signal given here will be seen in the program, and whatever data you get from this is connected back here to the Gumroot processor for data input. Also, when it is done, it should also acknowledge, that it is being connected correctly to the keypad controller, is connected to the Gumroot processor. So that is why these two are the feedback connection from the keypad controller. So now what do you understand? IO device is one thing who's working, you are supposed to understand. You should also supposed to understand the program of keypad controller and also its connection with the processor of any embedded system. So this is one example. Now you will see further things. Now you see this program. In this program, what all is there? What all you had seen in the previous slide for the program, for the block diagram, all those inputs are here. Clock input, cycle input, strobe input, write enable input, output is also there. Then this is all for keypad controller. So what all you can see in keypad controller, all that is seen here. And when you saw there, you could see that uh, how many um, how many columns, how many outputs were there. Output acknowledgement was there, output register was also there. Now if you remember the diagram, the first diagram, you can see this row is output register and column is input register. So the same thing you will see here. Row is output register, and column is input. So that thing is connected here. You saw there that there were 4 rows, so that is why 3:0, and there were 3 columns, so 2:0. And all the datas are 8-bit, so that is why data is 7:0 and 7:0. So this is your entity part. Now the other signal part, you know that you need to synchronize your column and row to understand the key pressed in the keypad controller. So this is a register given for column synchronization, because there are 3 columns, 2:3:0 is given. Then you have to understand this now, very important. So now you see what is the control signal. If cycle input, strobe input, write enable input, if all these things are high, then only keypad row will be given this data. Keypad row will be given this data means keypad row will start enabling the scan. You remember, it is continuously scanned by making each row go low. By making it low, it is continuously scanned. So, and it is continuously scanned with what clock? It is continuously scanned with this clock underscore I. And what all signal it is checking? Cycle input, strobe input, write enable input. Now you see here, cycle input, strobe input, write enable input. If all these information, if it is high, that time only keypad row will be activated, and it will have this data of 4 rows, which will go and scan one by one each row. So this is about the row signal. Coming to column synchronizer, what happens? It has to take care of your the data whatever is being pressed in the keypad. So what you can see, the same clock underscore I is coming here, and the data output what is going here, column synchronizer is getting this keypad underscore column, from where it is, from where you are getting this, you will see later. So the column synchronizer you will see later. Till that time we will go to the next command. What is this? Assign acknowledgement output. Acknowledgement output is what keypad controller is giving, and that will be what, when your input and strobe, when both of this is activated. See here, when cycle and strobe. When these two are activated means we have started using the keypad controller. That means now keypad controller is into work. So when keypad controller is into work, we need to tell the processor, Gumnut processor, that our keypad controller is working now. So it gives the acknowledgement back here, feedback, and then that shows that my keypad controller is working, and that is why acknowledgement underscore O output will be high. So this is about the entity part. Further, I will come back to the program. Wait. Okay, see, before that I will have to teach you about the control and status register. So what you have to understand in this, that now your keypad controller is in a working mode. It is working, and it is also synchronizing column and row. But whether your what is the status of the keypad controller and what is the control and status register, that is what you should understand before going to the next part of the program. So control register, I had given some hint about this yesterday also. Control register is it has the bits that can govern operation of IO device. Means what? It is written by the processor and it is controlling your IO controller device. So this is control register. You have already seen how you are controlling. What are the control register? All these were your control register only. All this strobe and cycle. These two were your control register only. Control register means what? It will go and store a high into those register if it is in a working mode. So this is written by processor. You saw that how Gumnut processor is writing this into the control register. You saw this. This is the input, and this is directly connected to the output port of the processor. So this processor writes this control register for the IO controller. Now coming on to the status register. Status register is, it contains the bits that reflects the status of device and it is read by processor. So what was the status register in this? Status register was this, that it is working. So this acknowledgement high, when it goes, it is the status that it is working. If it is 0, then it gives the status that it is not working. So that is your status register, which is always in a read mode by the processor. So that is about the status register. Now either control and status both, or both of this may be needed for an input or output controller. So what we are seeing now is a keypad controller. So in this condition we required both. So this is how the connection is established. As of now you are only seeing the connection established. Further program where all these signals are taken care of, all that is seen later in one more program where your keypad controller is connected with some more IO device. That time you will be able to see the further things, further connections also. So till that time we will postpone this. Okay, now this I was telling you, more than one controller, if it is there, how things will happen. So same way you have a ADC controller also. You had seen how analog to digital converter works. So you had seen only how ADC work. Now you will also have to see how the controller connected to ADC. Now what will happen if ADC is connected? In place of a keypad controller, your ADC controller will come into picture, and in place of this keypad, your ADC will be there into picture. So you will have to see that also, how a Gumnut processor is connected to ADC through an ADC controller. So to understand that, you have to see what all we are talking about. Successive approximation ADC, you already know what does it do. It will have one analog input with sample and hold. I hope you remember your ADC. ADC, this is about our first class where successive approximation register was there, and I told that if there is a input waiting for it, if there is an input waiting for it, it has to sample and hold it. So that is your analog input with sample and hold. You remember there were 4 analog reference voltage. Now I don't have the diagram of that. Okay, anyway, I will try to show that to you. And it has a control register. If you remember, it is analog to digital converter. So it had 4 analog reference with which it was keep on comparing, and there was a reference voltage. There was a reference voltage, so that is also a part of control register. And there is a hold input voltage which will start the ADC or it will hold. Either it will hold when the ADC is working on some other signal, or it will start ADC. And what may be the status register? Status register is whether the conversion is done or not done. And what will be the data register? It will be the converted data. So now, okay, now if you remember, we had ADC. Now what all was there in ADC, all that comes into the block diagram of this. So all of you understand this very carefully. This is little bit complex. So what you had seen in that class of ADC was only this part. Only this part you had seen. And okay, I will try to show you, revise you the ADC. Otherwise, I think you will not be able to understand. Okay, just a second.